It's actually getting bad.
The best thing you can do is to be exceptionally good at something.
Question to you is, why not you? You've got the brains, you can make decisions, you can study the plan, you can change your life, you can grow immensely in the next few years. Why not you?
Are you all in on the chair? The point really is you put on one pair of glasses, you've got one pair of AirPods right now, you're looking at me through one screen, you're using one microphone. That's a one microphone. Like, you trust it? Is that conviction? Seems kind of scary. Why don't you diversify? Why don't you use 10 microphones?
In a world that's changing so quickly, the biggest risk you can take is not taking any risk.
Great investors, like great basketball players, they're hard to come by. They have almost a gift, the ability to assimilate information, draw conclusions, and to act on their beliefs. It's a really unique and hard skill to find.
And we're live. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Summit Market Watch. We've got a big episode today. We're going to be talking everything. The crypto's going crazy. Charts are going crazy. So we'll be looking through all the crypto charts. We'll be looking at Scott Bessent talking about Treasury buybacks. We'll be looking at all of it. We've got heaps to talk about today. It's going to be a fun one. Tom, how are you feeling?
I'm good. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, it's pretty extraordinary. Everyone's seeing what's happening in crypto right now, and this is only the beginning of it. So get excited, start following up the show, because we're going to cover this every single week. But yeah, I'm bullish as always, still even more bullish now that we're starting to see it affected in price action. So yeah, great week to start.
Yeah, there's heaps to talk about today. We'll just jump right into it and go to the charts, because crypto's looking insane right now. This is where we called Pump.fun the other week. We were talking about that we think that we were going to get a pullback here, and then it was just going to take off, and it's 120% since that, and like 220% since the bull flip. And like, that's not even the start of it. We were seeing all cryptos just going crazy. Not all, but all the good cryptos just going crazy this week.
Yeah.
Like, even this is the Bitcoin chart here. We can see Bitcoin on the daily has had this massive run up, pretty much just after Trump went to the crypto conference, and then they also Scott Bessent was talking about Treasury buybacks, which gave a lot of traders and investors more of a risk on signal, and we'll talk more about that later. But yeah, it's interesting because it's not just that we've had that massive run up. Like, the last few days, we were thinking that this would be an easy show and we'll just come on and look at these massive candles that are, 25% weekly candles. But it's been crazy out there. Like, we've had these liquidation wicks as well come in the last couple of days. We can see on XRP, this is one of the craziest ones I've seen, where we had that. It's expected, right? You can't just let everyone put on 40x longs and run it all the way up. So, but yeah, we've had these big wicks after this pull up.
Yeah.
Like, this wick is like a 26% down wick, just liquidating everyone that's over leveraged, which is, you could say that's healthy. But yeah, what are your thoughts on just everything moving so aggressively? It's the first time in you could argue this is the first time since 2024 we've seen weekly 30% candles across the board.
I mean, it's something we've been speaking about, like, the past couple episodes, that you've got to be starting to be more bullish. Like, it's definitely not a time to be bearish, and then we get an event like this. And I think this is only really just the beginning of it. it's quite awesome that you've had, I mean, we've been speaking about BTC over the past 3 months. You've had 3 months to accumulate some sort of dollar cost average strategy, and now it just completely blows off and we go like a massive 10% candle plus, and it's looking like, yeah, this is not a fake out. It's starting the next phase of the cycle. And whether the 4-year cycle is intact, we can speak about that more later. But yeah, I'm bullish, so bullish now. And it's really important not to get too bullish and making sure like we're slowly getting into the bull here. But yeah, you've had opportunity for the past couple of months now. We've been screaming it. And yeah, we're just seeing it start to play out now.
Yeah, 100%. I honestly don't know where my some of my charting stuff has gone on my chart, but like the last few shows, we've been saying that we had a blue box, which is kind of the area down here. It was between like 55 and up around 65, 70. And we were saying that that's just the area that Bitcoin's cheap, and calling the bottom is a fool's game. Like it's really unnecessary to do. So, you know, you buy when you're cheap, and yeah, a lot of people are feeling sidelined right now because it's just not worth bottom ticking. If you weren't DCAing down here, you should be feeling fine right now. And I think you'll get more areas to buy back. And I also think that this will ultimately go a lot higher.
Yeah, it's quite awesome. And like, I mean, altcoins have been so suppressed for the past 12 months now. And I think them in general, like the big ones, we're starting to see like XRP and stuff really break out. Like XRP did like a 40% candle in a day. Like these are the kind of events that can happen so quickly. And yeah, I feel like it's not too late if people are starting to like be sidelined and think they're too late. I'm definitely starting to up the DCA a little bit more now, and then we'll get a confirmation on like the weekly time frame on the cloud here, which the tools we use all the time, and that will just confirm like the next part of the cycle happening. So yeah, it's quite awesome, and definitely you got to start getting more bullish.
Yeah, for sure. There's a few things to dissect there. I mean, in terms of whether you're too late or not, like we see these cycles, a lot of the cycles recently, if you believe in cycles, we've had kind of a 5x from the bottom. So if you do see that as the bottom, you could see Bitcoin going up to 300K. That's not my personal call. I'm not in the game to give a call on that. But yeah, in terms of whether you're sidelined or whether this is too late, I still think that it's just not true. And we've had such a big drawdown that, yeah, this is a good pump to start just looking at that strength. And it also gives you a good perspective looking at all the altcoins as what's happened recently. That's the main thing I think you should be looking at right now is like XRP, whilst it's printed one of the biggest weekly candles that across the board, it did have this massive wick, which isn't too nice. And there's also a lot of altcoins like Avalanche and stuff, which just didn't really even move that much at all. But stuff like Pump, like we talked about relative strength, but just as much as relative strength is important. Like Pump it doesn't even look like it had that wick down that everything else did. It just ate it up because there's so many buyers. So yeah, it's interesting to look at alts in a time like this as well.
Yeah, there's definitely like opportunities to get started, and like if you want to just be around it, like just listening to like content like this, like the show, that is a perfect like stepping stone of seeing what's going to be starting to trend. And we've been speaking about Pump.fun for like the past couple episodes. We're starting to see it play out. And yeah, there's so many other events that's happened this week as well. And I'm sure we'll start dissecting into something like that now.
Yeah, for sure. But also, like, back to the topic of tops and bottoms, this is a great tweet which I saw. And Aporia is saying tops and bottoms are arbitrary reference points for little relevance to sound strategies. Most money is made in between. You don't have to care about them at all. You shouldn't. You could be wrong about the low and still make money, or nail it and lose by sizing badly, exiting early, etc. There's so many levels to this. The best trade of the year will likely have the mediocre entry, and the best call of the year might be the one you never sized into. So I completely agree with that. Like trying to call the top and the bottom, what he's saying there is, you know, you could call the bottom, but then you could not size it right, or you could enter halfway through a run up. You could get that these big candles, and you could kind of size in there when you start to see that momentum and strength. But then you could size incorrectly and make heaps of money up there. So yeah, you don't have to be in the game of calling tops and bottoms, and there's definitely still some super good opportunities now. Even if that was a bottom, I don't think you've missed anything at all. I think it's just the start, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, even if we're going off, if people like around the thesis of just the 4-year cycle, we're starting to see like it really start to play out now in that time frame. It's almost been a year in the bear. it's the risk to reward of being bearish is so dead. Like, you've got to start being a bit more bullish. We're starting to see it now. And yeah, like Pump.fun, man, like I could go on and on how good this is right now.
Yeah, Pump looks great. I mean, I've got a few good tweets I liked on Pump.fun. This guy was saying, study and take advantage of Pump strength. We had a liquidation cascade last night. Every coin flashed 20%, yet Pump recovered the entire dip and put in a new high within 2 hours. This coin is programmed to go a lot higher, and any dips you get are a gift. Don't take over leverage. And it's a great point. It's the same kind of argument as relative strength, where you just kind of want to see the outperformers in the market and yeah, really take advantage of that. So I think that's a great tweet. And yeah, same with me with Pump. There's so much I could say about Pump. It looks great. There was another tweet I saw with Pump. This one was this morning. Pump.fun is trading like they have 2 billion in cash and make 2 million a day while under 2 billion circ market cap.
Yeah.
Like it's just so true. It's not like
They literally are. Yeah.
It shouldn't really be a surprise. We've been covering Pump on the show, and it still looks so good. And if you're bullish on chain, this still has a lot of room to go.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, on chain is like still around while like the majors are pumping a little bit. Yeah, like I couldn't stress how good of a time it is to be like starting to get in crypto if you're not, or just upping the DCA, all of the above, because yeah, it's looking great.
Yeah, I didn't actually save this one, but I saw this morning and I've just pulled it up now. Gainsey was saying, let's try this again. Do you own any Pump? And this actually quite surprised me because, I mean, I guess my timeline is just a lot of Pump, but even like the big guys I follow, like Ansem and Thread, they're all screaming this Pump trade from the rooftop, but it seems like a lot of CTs kind of, I mean, at least a lot of Gainsey's CT is sidelined on Pump.fun. We got 68.5% of his followers that have interacted with this tweet saying that they do not own any Pump.fun.
Why do you think that is? Like, do you reckon people aren't betting as big on chain? Do you reckon, like, I'm just looking through the comments there, like...
Yeah, well, actually, looking through the comments, that's pretty much exactly what I was going to say. Well, this leads into exactly what I was going to say. I didn't even read the comments before, but this guy says, okay, so just blast it now or continue to suffer. And I think that's why a lot of people aren't in Pump right now, is because a lot of people are scared to kind of top blast things. They think that the trade is over, and that's kind of the thing. That used to be the thing why a lot of people used to hodl, because once crypto does start to rip, you get these super aggressive 30-40% candles, and then you just end up being sidelined. You could be waiting for a dip forever, and then it comes back 5%, and you're like, no, it's going to come back way further, and then it just keeps going. So I think that it's very easy to get sidelined if you don't have a good plan and you don't have experience and a good mindset towards the market. I think that's a big reason why a lot of people would be sidelined on a trade like that.
Yeah, I mean, even like laddering off that, like, where do you think the buyers have come from with this massive pump? Because I feel like most of retail was just completely sidelined. Everyone still thought we were bearish. BTC is going to go lower.
Yeah.
Who do you think these buyers were that came in? Because I think it wasn't retail at all.
The massive crypto pump, like just crypto in general.
Everything just goes 40% up. BTC smashing a massive candle, like that was not retail.
It's a good question, and it's the main.
Maybe it was.
It is the main question right now. I think you're right. It wasn't. I think that it was more institutional than retail, but yeah, it's interesting. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, whether it's them just stacking up for their exchanges and getting ready for like the rest of the year, I'm not sure, but like, yeah, it was just a fat candle, like on most majors.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, we've definitely got some big buys. We saw ETF inflows were coming up a lot as well, so that plays a role in it. But yeah, like the Bitcoin chart is just it was unbelievable, especially when it first started happening. It would just seem like up only. This is Bitcoin on the weekly. It's pretty crazy, and it's breaking through some really important resistance levels as well. Yeah, we're at 77.2.
It hit 80 and pulled back a little bit, which is expected, but yeah. 3 months to accumulate.
I'm definitely interested in how these weekly candles close. We've got 22 hours and 41 minutes till these weekly candles close, so about a day left until these close, and everything looks pretty good, especially like if we look at the cloud on the weekly. This is a massive confirmation for us at Summit, is the weekly cloud. This is our trend indicator, and whilst obviously we use a lot of other metrics, this is great for us, especially on a higher time frame. It's always been it's always been very valuable, as you can see there on the ETH chart. So if we get a green flip on the weekly, that's massive. But yeah, these weekly candles look really, really good. Like I was saying, breaking through big resistance levels, all kind of testing up to the cloud.
Hit 100 yesterday and then pull back a little bit.
Yeah, that was big news. A lot of people were
crazy.
very excited to see Solana at 100. I think Solana's a good one. I think it goes a lot higher. But yeah, pulled back very quickly after that 100. We can even go onto a lower time frame chart. Like this is the 4-hour chart here. We can see when it hit. Oh, this is way back. What am I doing? Yeah, we can see when it hit.
Yeah,
we gotta go even.
Wicks, though, like.
We gotta go to even lower time frame chart. But yeah, you can see when it hit 100, it just completely rejected off 100, which is actually a good sign. Like that's kind of what you want to see. And then hopefully the next time it goes above 100, we get a strong close and it continues higher.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome to see.
Yeah, there's some alts that definitely look good. These are kind of the ones I'm watching right now. Pump, Hype, Zcash, Ondo, VVV. Like I was saying, Ondo's one that I kind of like from a more fundamentals standpoint, but from like a technical standpoint, it doesn't really look great. Like that's not really what I want to see on these kind of charts. I was saying before, like having a wick down that strong isn't as strong as I would want the coins I'm holding to be. Like you can just see with like Hype and Pump, they really ate up those liquidate. It just looks like a little bump in the road, and they continued on. But you know, overall, we're looking a lot stronger across the board. Looks good.
I mean, going off Hyperliquid there, like we haven't even like introduced the elephant in the room there. Like from the summit that the US had over the past week, like you got Trump announcing Hyperliquid. They're trying to bring them into the US. And what do you see now from like a perpetual markets point of view? Them bringing them in, getting more clarity into the space. I feel like that's kind of what the US are trying to do now. They're trying to implement a strong clarity in all kind of assets for crypto, and Hyperliquid being like a strong one here, which we spoke about the other day on like it not having like proper KYC. And like, what's your thoughts around that now that this is kind of just cleared the air a little bit, or potentially, because it hasn't been like brought in yet?
Yeah, so we had the White House crypto summit the other day, and basically President Trump says the US is considering buying sizable amounts of Bitcoin and other crypto. So that was a massive, massive statement, and that was one of the reasons why we saw these pumps across the board. Then we also had Trump calls on Congress to pass the Crypto Clarity Act. That's good news. We want to see the Crypto Clarity Act get passed because clarity in the markets is good for bringing the institutions in, whether they know if crypto is a security or a commodity. That's great. So yeah, if we can see that get passed, that would be big. Trump says the US is ensuring that it remains undisputed leader in Bitcoin and crypto. Obviously good. And then yeah, what you're talking about here, Hyperliquid, it pumps 15% to $70 as Trump says CFTC is working on bringing it to the US. Yeah, I think this is huge news because that was one of my bear cases with Hyperliquid, was just like if they can get into the US. I thought that yeah, like the whole regulatory standpoint could have been a bearish case for Hyperliquid. So seeing this is I feel like it was kind of the only real bear case, at least the only real good bear case for Hyperliquid that I saw. So yeah, I think that's massive for Hype. As for what they're going to do with that, I know there's lots of conspiracies around what that actually means and why they're doing it. I don't really know, but I think that, yeah, like I said, that was the only real good bear case I saw, and it seems to have gone away now. So Hype looks super, super strong. It's always been one of the strongest coins. It's a great company. Jeff's great. He's got a great team. So yeah, I'm bullish on Hype, and this is just another reason to be even more bullish.
Yeah, I mean, even for like crypto as a whole, like even that announcement alone, like something like Hyperliquid, which most people wouldn't really like know what is. The fact that it's so like niche down, that we've got like the president, the SEC trying to get these projects into the US, like it's quite bullish for the industry as a whole of the direction they're taking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, then we got Trump says that he's ended the war on crypto once and for all, which is like, that's the most Trump thing you could say.
Yeah, the big bold statement.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good outcome from the White House summit. Like that's cool to see, and yeah, one of the big reasons why we pumped. And then the other kind of big reason why we pumped was the buybacks. So this is less interesting kind of stuff. But yeah, basically the US debt is now at $40 trillion, and Scott Bessent said that he can basically print his way out in a way.
Yeah, like he mentioned, there's like unlimited supply now. They have
Yeah,
no
so
limits.
they doubled their buyback to 4 billion, and he said we can go even bigger. This is a big read, so I'm not gonna read it all out on the show. But if you want to go look at Stern and Drew, he's put a really good like bit about everything that's happened with Scott Bessent. So I'd go read that on X. But yeah, it's interesting to see. It's yeah. What are your thoughts on the macro standpoint right now?
Yeah, I think as soon as BTC sniff this out that liquidity's allowed to come back in, I think this is massive, and like definitely was a reason why like BTC did a fat candle and like Ethereum, stuff like these majors, because them allowing money printing, like we haven't seen this for a little bit of time now. So this coming back in is just huge.
Yeah, for sure. Because yeah, the 30-year hit 5.33%. So it's yield curve control. So it's a risk on signal for markets. It's not necessarily money printing, but it's a big buyer coming into the bonds to help save the yield curve. So yeah, it's good. Kind of on the same in the same kind of category as that, we saw, I'm going to pull this up here. We saw the US interest payments are now 3.33% of GDP, the highest level in history, and Flood says Bitcoin. So yeah, this is super interesting. Basically what this means is on every dollar America earns, 3.3 cents goes straight to interest. So that's massive. And 4 years ago, that was like 1%. So this has gone up a lot. And this is just the interest. So that's now bigger than the defense budget. That's so much interest. And since the US run at a deficit because they're the reserve currency of the world, it means they make no money. So they're not earning anything, and they're paying all of this back in debt. And there's kind of 4 ways out of this, which is why Jack Mallers, he's always had the same kind of point with why he thinks Bitcoin is so good. And the ways out of this is they cut spending, which won't happen because politically, and just they will never do that. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people bet on Bitcoin so big, because they believe that they would just never stop spending the money. They raise taxes enough, which won't happen because from a political standpoint, that would just be silly. You would never get, the Republicans or the Democrats would never get voted back in. Or you default on the debt, which would never happen for obvious reasons. Or you inflate it away and hold rates below inflation, which is the most likely outcome, and in the past, which is what has always happened. So that's kind of what a lot of people are betting on. And if you inflate it away, it means that dollars are worth less, which means the debt shrinks because the dollars are worth less. But it also means that stuff that has real value, like gold and Bitcoin, especially Bitcoin, because there's only 21 million Bitcoin, is just worth so much more. So more dollars, same amount of Bitcoin, Bitcoin is a much higher price. So that's kind of always been a lot of people's thesis. And yeah, basically that they're just going to print so much money and they're going to inflate away the debt that Bitcoin will be. Yeah, so I think that's really interesting.
We can start to like see that now from just Scott Bessent coming on saying they're going to do what they're going to do. And I also heard that Trump announced they're looking to buy some BTC, stuff like that. So that was a part of the summit that just happened. So like all these we haven't had like good news like that back to back to back. Like I can't even remember the last time. So it's good to see like BTC and crypto as a whole reacting positively off that, which is what you need in a bull. Positive news, reacting well, and negative news, not reacting.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, complete flip. So yeah, that's good to see. And everything's picking back up. Like we saw on-chain start to heat up even before this happened, and it's still looking good. Like that's kind of our thesis with Pump.fun, but also you see Solana all-time high in transactions on-chain is gone completely up and to the right. So yeah, what are your thoughts with like the meme coin market and on-chain?
I think it's still sticking around. I mean, whether people start moving into like perps because majors are starting to move now, and that just means like leveraging, doing kind of leverage plays in the majors, whether it's BTC, ETH, Sol, stuff like that, because we're at such low levels. But I still see like the meme part of it. I think this is like the biggest it's going to get. I truly think this is going to be like bigger than like 2024 stuff like that. We've had like FOMO, Pump.fun, these social trading apps really start trending. And I think like this is only like the start of it, and we're starting to see it still pick up, even though it's been going on for like 2 months now.
Yeah, and we talked about trading on FOMO and kind of trading these meme coins, and we were saying that our take, at least, on how to do that is to buy the runners. That's a big thing when, like, you can buy these lower cap coins, and if you're good at it, that's fine, and it's good to have your own strategy. But buying the runners is always kind of a good thing to do. And we can see here, Kate, which was one of the main runners, has just gone absolute. That's a crazy chart. Kate's just ripped.
Their whole community is just insane. I haven't seen a community that like
It's strong, yeah.
active. Like, it's insane.
It's interesting
like,
because
shout out to that whole community.
Yeah, it's so different to like a lot of the other big runners like Stonk Broker and the other.
There's no like community like really like getting behind it, whereas this one is just
And it's not
just nuts.
It's not a community tied to like someone big posting about it. You know what I mean? Like with Marscoin, you're waiting for CZ. With Cashcat, you were kind of waiting for Vlad. But this one, I mean, I don't know the full story behind it, but poor Goat kind of took it over. And I was looking at the FOMO leaderboard this morning, and everyone on it is obviously Kate holders because of this massive riff. But they've all got their profile pictures changed to like a Kate background. It's a strong community, and it seems like a very
going out in the streets, putting flyers up, telling people to get in it. Like,
seems very retail driven as well, which is interesting compared to the other ones. Like there seems to be a lot of guys with $10 bags and on TikTok and in these kind of Telegram channels that are new to crypto. So yeah, it's pretty cool and huge.
Yeah, I think it's great for like, and like even I'm seeing videos of people getting people to download FOMO, and it takes like 15 seconds and then just buy some K. Like, it's just nuts. Like, this is really what it looks like to a start of like some sort of meme cycle or something.
Yeah, FOMO was it was like number 3 on the finance app store list, which is it's ridiculous for the finance app store list. They're doing well. Yeah, daily traders on FOMO is going absolutely parabolic. We can see here that it's just 100,000 there. Crazy. It's going completely up.
If FOMO ads call out.
They just did. I didn't get a chance to pull it out properly, but they just did something. Or the creator revenue. I think it's the same thing.
So like if you make a call on a coin going up, you get paid, because that's what Pump.fun added.
Yeah, it's very.
That's pretty insane.
It's very new, so I haven't looked into it enough. But I believe they just did. If I can pull it up here, I will.
But I think in the next like couple months, it wouldn't surprise me if every second person knows what FOMO is. Like, I think this is getting quite large.
Yeah, they did add it. We can see FOMO creator revenue for calling coins is going up insane.
Okay.
1 day in, by the way. So yeah, they just added it. Because I know you were saying last episode, or you posted on X talking to the co-founder. I don't know exactly what his name is. But yeah, you were saying that they should add it because it's such a cool feature on Pump.fun. So it looks like they have added it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's good for like just people that don't have capital and just want to get involved. If they have such a small amount involved, whether it's like $10, they're allowed to just say, I think this coin's going to go up for X, Y, and Z. And then they get some sort of fees from it, from having a good thesis.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I think that's true, but
it depends on how big your bag is in it. Like, you don't just get like...
Yeah, I think that's true, but I think for like the small guys, it's more important to like kind of run up and make a name for yourself. I think where this becomes really good is for the big calls, because it gives them an incentive to not kind of dump their bag on your head, or at least find actual good narratives. Like if you're getting paid to, find something at the bottom and you get paid as it goes higher, you've got more of an incentive to not just, quickly buy, sell. You've got an incentive to find something that you're going to buy and hold, which is huge. That's massive, because that is the culture we want to bring back. It's so much better when the space is like that, rather than, just selling at 30K.
Yeah. And I know for Kate specifically, at the start of it, I remember that it went down so quickly and a lot of people got proper wrecked, but I see it now, like that's why I'm quite bullish on it, because it's stronger than ever. And I don't know how much you want to talk about meme coins, but yeah,
for sure. Cool. Well, this kind of ties into the idea of meme coins. So we saw Trump coin, and a lot of people were upset with the Trumps because of Trump coin. So Trump coin, it went up crazy. If you're not familiar, it went up to like $70 billion or something. A lot of people made heaps of money on it. Then Melania released a coin, his wife, I hope I'm saying that right. and that got rugged as well. So the Trumps were kind of known from extracting liquidity, and it kind of did mark atop the Trump coin because it did pull out so much liquidity from the market. But there was a lot of talks recently about them releasing another coin. I believe it was going to be called like Truth Coin or something. And people, at least people that are in the crypto space, were a little bit upset about that because, you know, it's never really been good in the past. And yeah, we had breaking. Donald Trump is officially about to launch his new coin. I'll be the first to call it like I did Trump, Melania, notifications on, whatever.
Eric Trump.
Yeah, but Eric reposted it and he said, "What a joke. This is absolutely not true. No one is launching any kind of coin. If anyone suggests otherwise, it's fraud." And you can see a lot of people are very happy with that. Like Frank saying, "Thank you. I apologize on behalf. No one's ever said anything remotely negative to you on the topic by thread." So yeah, it's good. Everyone's happy that they're not releasing a coin. We would rather...
Yeah, I mean, that's great for the Clarity Act as well, because that I feel like that's definitely a factor in Trump's activity inside crypto. I feel like it was definitely getting rejected in that sort of sense.
Yeah, we'd rather
So
keep the
confirming
health in the market than just another quick 100x rug pull. We'd rather
Yeah,
keep...
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good to see.
Yeah, great to see. Like, what's your thoughts? Like, I know in the next couple of weeks we've got the Clarity Act coming up. Do you think it's more bullish than ever now that we do get some sort of clarity and yeah, this really opens the doors? What's your thoughts around that?
Yes and no. My opinion's never really changed on the Clarity Act. That I think that if it gets passed, it'd be good for crypto because it gives clarity and yeah, it just helps institutions get in and lets them be able to do it properly. But at the same time, like if it doesn't get passed, I still hold the same thesis as I've always held. If it just never got passed, so I don't necessarily.
Yeah, we're still going to play out how we play out.
Yeah, like I don't necessarily think it's like a massive deal if it doesn't happen. And if it does happen, I think that you'll kind of get a it'll pump off the news and then it will kind of pull back and it will just continue like it was going to continue anyway. So I don't think it's like huge news. I think it's good news, but I don't think it's like make or break or anything to be watching too closely.
Yeah.
One thing I liked from Frank, which is a little bit off the topic, but this was just a really good tweet I saw. And Frank says, "The only way for a trade to have asymmetric returns is if there is an intense disagreement for the future outcome. If everyone agrees this is guaranteed to go up, it almost certainly won't because everyone who's in it will already buy it. The disagreement is what has led to bigger buyers at the higher prices. Pepe has 1,000,000 times before, surely it's topped." And then all of this. So yeah, what he's saying is, essentially, if everyone agrees something is going to go up, then who's left to buy that coin? And I think that's a really cool point. And it's also a good thing to be looking at these kind of levels and spots where we are at in the market, because if you've got a coin and you really believe in it and you do research on it, it's like flood with Hyperliquid. No one really believed it when it was like $3. Even when it was like 30, there was some people were starting to understand. But you don't have to have everyone agree with you. So I wouldn't just necessarily be chasing like Zcash, Hype, Pump. Like I would allocate a big part of your bag to that. This isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but like if you want to allocate a big part of your bag to that for educational purposes, that'd be fine. But I think there's also, you need to leave room on the table for like speculation on stuff you really believe in, and you don't need everyone else to agree with what you believe in.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really,
100%.
that was super.
I know you mentioned XRP is like falling into that earlier in the week, and I feel like, yeah, like XRP, so many people like thinks it's like crap, and like so many people on social media like shill it that it's going to do like 1,000x or whatever. And that's definitely underlying that what's been said there by Frank. Like everyone thinks nothing's going to happen to it. We see something happen to it.
Yeah, right. It's been like the kind of joke throughout the crypto community. It's like, because all the normies say it's going to go to $589 and it's going to $10,000, and it's kind of the retail coin. Like if you talk to any of your
vaporware and
yeah, but to be honest, the tokenomics are pretty good with XRP. I think Ripple's a good company, and while like I'm not fully speculating on it, yeah, I think that it ties into exactly what Frank's saying, that a lot of people, like all these guys on CT that don't necessarily hold it or like it, if it goes to $5, they might be the ones buying it. I think that's an interesting take.
yeah,
But I
like
don't
it
like
has
the
to have
candle
some
in
sort of
XRP.
price
That's the only thing I don't like. Like, seeing all these liquidation wicks, this is one of the worst ones. That is a crazy candle. It looks like 1010
Yeah.
on the 4-hour chart. Straight down. But I mean, that's what you would expect. It's such a big. Yeah, it'll be exciting when these weekly candles close. That's pretty much what I'm watching right now, charting wise. Just the weekly candles closing. Oh, my things are back. Yeah, so this is the
Shout out.
buy zone we were talking about when I was talking about it before. Like we were saying that we're really cheap in the blue, and we didn't really have an opportunity to buy there. My next big level is like we've broken straight through these two levels we were talking about. My next big level is like 84,000. I think if we break through that, then we can really start to see this play out.
Yeah.
But yeah, weekly candles are going to be cool to see close. Want to see some bull flips on the weekly. Like even Bitcoin is really chasing that weekly bull flip. That is going to be a massive, massive, massive sign for us at Summit if we can get a weekly bull flip on Bitcoin. I'm sure the daily's flipped.
Yeah, the daily flipped.
Yeah, it just
Yonks ago,
flipped.
didn't it?
Well, it flipped and then kind of took another leg
Cool,
down,
so-
saw that lower high, and then it's just flipped again,
Yeah.
right around where we saw that pump.
Yeah. Super exciting time.
Are there
What else
any
is there to talk about?
Are there any altcoins that you're looking at which aren't on my list?
I would say just Zcash at the moment.
I got
and
Zcash
then-
on there.
Yeah, you got Zcash on there.
Yeah,
I think
so
you've got everything on there, to be honest.
my thoughts with Zcash is basically that I think we probably kind of the same as what happened with Pump. If I was to guess, I would assume that this could probably pull back to the all-time high and then head towards the thousands. 1,000, not the thousands. But if I was to guess, I would assume that's how it would play out. But you never know. That's why it's important to have strategy, and that's why it's important to trade the market and not trade how you want the market to be. Trade what the market is. So who knows?
Yeah,
But
and there's some bullish catalysts around which I'm watching, like Zcash first ETF coming out, I think on Tuesday this week, which has never been seen before. And Zcash is kind of just like privatized BTC.
right, that makes it even weirder. Hey, that you can get an ETF for a privacy coin.
Yeah, I know, it's nuts. And I feel like we're starting to see this price action from, obviously these ETFs are going to have some sort of Zcash on their exchange to fund the ETF. So whether that buy has already happened or not, let's see. But yeah, pretty bullish whether it's, I think it's Franklin Templeton or something. One of those finance companies are doing it. And then how many others are also going to do it?
Yeah,
Like whether it's really profitable. Let's see how that plays out. But I think that's the biggest catalyst this week for Zcash. Whether it's a sell the news event, we'll see. But right now, it's been so strong since its hack, or the exposure. I know that was a couple of months ago. And we saw that liquidation there. You can see it on the chart. And since then, since they cleared the air there, it's been up only for it. So pretty good on Zcash.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Zcash. It looks great. To be honest, this did scare me when I didn't really understand what was going on when that happened. Basically, what happened is one of the Claude models, from my understanding, they hacked Zcash, but from my understanding, they just had like unlimited tokens or something. I wasn't fully aware of what happened, but then the Zcash team came out and said that it's even stronger, and yeah, so I think it
They
looks
set
good.
up sort of program to make to privatize it even more and make sure that that will never happen again. And then they've already fact checked it again through one of the like Claude's Mythos model or whatever. So that's making it even stronger now. So I think maybe that was actually like really bullish for it to clear the air even more, to get rid of any doubt that Zcash is really here to stay.
Yeah, I like Zcash. Zcash is a good one.
Yeah. So I'd say for altcoins, going back to your question, yeah, I think everything's kind of on there really. Like for the Pump.fun, like Hyperliquid, Zcash. I'm looking at ETH right now. I think ETH is pretty interesting, and like how we've just fat candle straight back up.
Yeah, ETH's probably one of the nicest charts right now. I like the ETH chart. It looks good. We had that bull flip back here. We had that bull flip at the end of July, and then it's kind of just stayed around that green area and then just straight up. And then we saw this daily candle, which was 17.5%, and it just kind of kept going. And then we had a little pullback, which again, you'd expect. I'm sure that's into some kind of level. But yeah, ETH looks good.
Yeah.
Sure,
And
Tommy.
I mean,
Sure, Tommy Lee's super happy right
Lee,
now.
Yeah, he's posting like crazy. I think he's 2x'd his posting now since this happened
Yeah.
because he's just getting so excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think ETH it's so popular, everyone knows it, whether exchanges are now stacking up because of maybe they see retail coming back at the end of the year or something along those lines. But we're starting to see, like, in price action, the demand for it's picking up.
Yeah, commodities look pretty good as well. Gold and silver. Let's have a quick look at gold, silver.
Yeah, I mean, gold would have loved that speech from Scott Bessent.
Yeah, we saw this. We charted this out on the show a few weeks ago that we thought silver, when it broke this trend line, it would push higher, and again, it's done really well. It's up like 22% since broke out that trend line. It looks like it's going to get that bull flip on the daily. So I think silver looks good here. And like we've said every episode, we're kind of waiting for the technicals to catch up to be really bullish on commodities, because from a fundamental point of view, it's the same trade as Bitcoin. Really, it's the debasement trade. It's the fact that we think they're going to print their way out of the debt situation. So yeah, they look good. Gold's already had the bull flip. So you can see there, gold just had that bull flip. So about the 20th of August,
for gold then.
3-4 days ago, we got that bull flip. So that's on the daily. We can look at the weekly. Like, yeah, weekly's still in a bull trend. So I would really expect gold and silver to continue higher, considering big candles breaking out of a nice trend line. It's just a pullback along the way, really, because they had such massive runs like last year. Like, we can see the runs they had since, like, yeah, huge. And then it had that pullback. And on the weekly, it stayed in that bull trend. So seeing the daily flip bullish as well as the weekly stay in a bull trend is good signs for gold and silver. And like we said, fundamentally, we've always been bulls for those.
Yeah.
Yeah, silver's still bullish on the weekly as well.
Yeah, it would have like silver, gold would have loved that speech from Scott Bessent that they now have unlimited liquidity to do what they need to do to make sure the bond market is stabilized. So pretty bullish, pretty big week for any risk asset, silver, gold, stuff like that. Yeah, we called Hyperliquid as well. We said that once it breaks this trend line, it's going to go up, and yeah, it's massive, like 50% in 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks, hasn't closed yet, but yeah, 2 weeks, 50%. And at all-time highs as well, price discovery. True, that's the big point, actually. Yeah. Huge. What was VVV? I know you mentioned that before, but
VVV is Venice AI, so it's Eric Voorhees, and essentially what Venice is it's an AI, but it's like a privatized AI. So it's like Claude and ChatGPT, but decentralized. So you don't have like the kind of risks of people watching what you're typing or all that kind of stuff. Eric Voorhees is an awesome dude. He's been in Bitcoin for a long time now. He's one of the first guys in Bitcoin. But yeah, I think VVV looks good from a charting point of view as well. It's been in a long bull trend.
Look at that.
It's been in a long bull trend. Like Ansem's always been super bullish. I know VVV is a sponsor in their show, but he was bullish before. And it was one of the outperformers last year. Like, you had Zcash, you had Hyperliquid. No, not last year, even this year, start of this year.
Yeah, like February. Look at that.
But yeah, it's hard to see the cloud on the weekly because it's such a new coin. But on the daily, like, this is another example of just such a nice summer cloud action. Like, you have the huge bull uptrend, and then you have that pullback, and then another bull flip. So we just flipped bullish again. So yeah, I think VVV looks really good, and I like the project. Like, we're already up 30% since that bull flip a few days ago, 3 days ago. So VVV's ripping. It's strong.
I think, like, with just the way crypto's going, if we actually get into the trend of just a new cycle, bull cycle, like, these things are going to go nuts. Like, the ones that are already in a bull trend, like VVV.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so exciting. And, like, that's exactly why you got to tap into the show, follow it up, and stay tuned, because we cover this twice a week. Like, you're not gonna miss it.
Yeah, and there's not really, like, it's not like it was we keep saying it, but it's not really like it was in 2017 or 2021 where you can just, like, throw a dart at the board and win. Like, you really do have to be watching these good companies, and they're out there. Like, there's, you've got Pump, Hype, Zcash, VVV, Lighter, Sol, ETH, Bitcoin. I personally think Ondo, XLM. So there's opportunities out there. And yeah, if you're watching the show and, if you're chronically online, there's spots and you got to slam the spots.
Yeah, you're not going to miss it. Like, as long as you're, like, tapped in, you're watching, having some understanding of what the companies are, what their revenue's like, and the use case for them. Like, yeah, it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it plays out. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, 100%.
Are you watching anything else? You're not watching any other alts? You're not watching anything on chain? Any of the big runners on chain? Are you paying any attention to any of the others?
I know, like on chain, if going to there, like I was pretty big on like I still think like on chain is only just kicking off, and the strong community one like Kate, like we're starting to see that just rip. I feel like the closer we get to like people seeing cryptos pumping, like people seeing BTC just pumping, that gets more eyes on crypto, more eyes on like on chain, like what's actually happening. I still think memes are going to do really well, whether it's just for a short spin, the start like to end this year. We're already starting to see that now, and then in terms of what I'm watching, really just if we get some weekly closes on like BTC, ETH, this is like really peaking the bottom. And with like what's happening with the Clarity Act, whether it's got more bullish news, we'll just fuel to the fire.
Yeah, we didn't really get a chance to talk about Ansem. So Ansem just released a new launchpad,
Yeah, 100%.
which was super cool. Do you have any thoughts on that?
On his, it's a launchpad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a
Ansem.io.
launchpad. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great. Like the developments happening around it. I know like people need to see. I haven't used it personally, but I'm sure it's just getting more eyes onto Ansem in general, and obviously the burns, the buybacks, the airdrops. It's all picking up for it. So if anything, it helps Ansem's like the coin in general.
Yeah, like this was on the 19th of August, which was about 4 days ago from when we were recording this. And first day of Ansem IO, 1.4 million Ansem burned, 158 million volume traded, and 600k in airdrops to Ansem holders. I think it's awesome. And one of the cool things I liked about Ansem was, I actually think this is really cool, the Z500. So it's like a meme coin S&P 500. I haven't looked enough into it, but I actually think that's an awesome concept. So you've got like Kate coin, the Black Bull, Mantlet, all of that. And it's like a big, it's not an ETF. What would you even call it? It's like a big combined investment for all of like the on-chain biggest memes, which is super cool. I think that's awesome.
Pretty interesting concept. Like that's kind of stuff like that's never happened before.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and the whole thing's good for the coin. I mean, it's not doing that crazy, the launchpad. Like, I don't think there's been any real big launches. And even recently, I think there's only been like, I saw something on it. There was like 10 in the last day or something. But yeah, it's cool. All like the burns. And I think Ansem will do something with his coin.
Yeah, and I mean, this kind of needs to happen for like a coin to be turned into like $1 billion runner, like stuff like Ansem's initiative on how to airdrop the users, how to like burn supply. I think it's so bullish for Ansem in general, and perfect time as well where crypto's getting more attention. Also like the majors are starting to move. Yeah, it's great for the whole space in general.
Yeah, heaps going on. Super exciting. Yeah, we're live twice a week. We're live on Wednesdays and Sundays. So if you're new, make sure you tune into the lives. We talk everything. We talk markets, business. We go through all the charts. And like we were saying, if you're chronically online, if you listen to the right people, and if you do everything with a clear head and not with too much emotions, you can do so well in the crypto market. And there's exciting opportunities to come. And everyone's a genius in a bull market. So it's a good time to, once we enter the bull market, it's a good time to start getting involved.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I know Anthropic's IPOing at the end of the year.
Yeah, we talked about that last.
I saw that.
We talked about that last episode.
I think it's the poly market odds have like gone up a lot more.
Yeah, well, it's the race to IPO between them and ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Because that would take a lot of the liquidity. Yeah, I wonder how much their valuation will be. I think it's October that happens, 2 months or so.
Yeah, so much stuff is happening at the end of this year. So much stuff is happening.
Yeah, we talked about the Anthropic IPO a little last week. Let's see if we had anything on it. There's not too much more on it. We'll continue to monitor that. But yeah, I think that'd be cool to see. Yeah, if you do want to check us out, this is our website. I'll leave a link to it down below, summermarkets.net. If you want to join the members, you can just click up there, and it shows you everything you get. Full access to the whole dashboard, which is your own personalized dashboard. The scanner we use, which is coming off the Summit Cloud, you see bullish and bearish flips on daily and weekly timeframes, bullish and bearish trends. We got crypto, stocks, commodities, ETFs, your own watch list, everything. We do a weekly report, which will get sent out to you, to everyone that has access to this. You have your portfolio section, so you can see all of your stuff, whether it's in a bullish or bearish trend, your whole allocation there. And then there's the calendar for the upcoming events. If you watch the show, you probably don't need to use the calendar, but it's cool to see. You can see CPI, PPI, all of those upcoming events. You can get access to the cloud, so you can have the cloud on your chart. And then there's a new section to just block out the noise. So, I mean, X is great. There's so many good opinions on X. There's good follows, but sometimes you just want to block out the noise. You can see crypto, stocks, macro, ETFs, all there without everyone else's commentary. And then if you want to work with us, you can go over to here, work directly with us. Yeah, you just book a call with us and you can work with us. And that's kind of it. So that will be down below. Links to both of our socials will be down below, and we will be live twice a week.
100%. And there's so much like midweek, like coming up. There's going to be so many different events happening. What's moving? We'll be covering it all on Wednesday. So make sure you stay tuned for that. 100%.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on X, chuck us a follow. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Goodbye, guys. Sub below, sub below. Oh.